Hey guys, I am Preeti and you're watching this session of Bhagavad Gita Diaries. And I know that I had promised you last week that, not exactly I promised you, but yeah, we will be doing some learnings about Bhagavad Gita. So here they are. How the three gun they shape your life. Okay, so first is the sattvic gun, then we have the rajasic gun and tamasic gun. So these are the three different gun. Now you know the good is the sattvic gun, the bad one is the tamasic gun, and the one in the middle, the one in the center is the rajasic gun. That is neither good nor bad. Okay, the sattvic gun. Sattvic is, okay, hold on. So the sattvic gun, sattvic is the positive gun taking you in the positive direction. So this is what, when you feel something good, you feel like doing good to others, you feel like doing good for yourself. All of this is the result of the sattvic gun. When you feel that you need to do good to others, also taking care of yourself, eating sattvic foods, these are the reasons that you are actually on the path of using your sattvic energy. Okay, then the tamasic gun. The tamasic gun is the bad one. Okay, the bad energy, the devilish force. Tamasic is what takes you on the negative path. So whenever you just feel like doing something bad to others, you feel like doing something bad to yourself, following some diet that is not good for you, a habit that is not good for you, that is actually the tamasic gun within you that is making you do all that. Okay, and not exactly making you do all that, that is a gun, that is a quality that you choose, you consciously choose by yourself. Okay, yeah, you will know how these take over. Okay, the rajasic gun. The rajasic gun is the neutral gun. This is where, when you are choosing, when you are getting into rajasic gun, you will be like vulnerable. You might feel like wavering whether to be too sattvic or whether you can even bend on the tamasic side. So rajasic is something that you cannot avoid. If you are in this world, you will feel like indulging into the rajasic gun also. This is the one that is zero. This does not have a charge. But when you use this gun, as a result of using this gun, you might drift towards either using tamasic gun or towards using the sattvic gun. Okay, so this is where actually the catch is. Okay, and bodily kingdom ruled by the soul. Let's suppose that if your body is being ruled by your soul, then what are going to be the things that happen? Okay, you will be attracted to follow dharma. Okay, you will be attracted to follow righteousness. You will want to know the truth, God, and want to unite with Him. When your body is ruled by your soul, you will be wanting to know God. You will be wanting to connect with God. You will want to follow the path of yoga or any other spiritual path. Okay, yoga is one of the path. There are several other paths, but you will feel like following just one path, and which is somehow or the other, it's teaching you spirituality. Okay, you will be eating sattvic food, thinking sattvic thoughts, feeling sattvic feelings, and you will be doing karma. You will be behaving in a sattvic manner. Okay, when your body is being ruled by the soul. Okay, because at times even the ego takes over, but when your soul is ruling, when the soul is the king over your body, so that is where this happens. Okay, so you will feel like following your purpose, you will feel like walking on your life's path, and even if you earn money, your intentions might be pure, that out of the money that you have earned, you are just giving the highest of quality of products and services that money can give. Okay, in exchange of that money, you feel like giving the best of qualities, the best of products that you can create. So this is when your body is being ruled by the soul. What happens when the body is being ruled by the ego? Okay, you can see that the difference in how it looks, the body how it's looking. When your body is ruled by the ego, you will be tempted to follow the wrong path. See, I don't say that it doesn't happen to somebody, it only happens to a few people. It happens to everybody. Everybody at some point or the other in their life, they have been tempted to do something wrong. They have been tempted that, okay, see, everybody, the world is such that everybody is doing something or the other wrong. So even if you do that, it's going to be fine, because that is what life is about. So see, this is the voice of your ego. Okay, your ego might actually misguide you like that, and you may then falter on your path, and you may do mistakes. You may do the wrong thing which you're not supposed to do. You'll think negative, you will be tempted to follow bad habits, going on the wrong path, eating the wrong stuff, and not following a healthy lifestyle. You might feel that you might eat something that is not good for you. You might get into habits that are not good for you and your health and your life. And following something, you might be following something, you might be wanting to do something that is not good for you. And you will be you may or may not believe in God. You may be aware that God is there, or something like God has been mentioned somewhere in the scriptures, and every religion is teaching that, but you may not believe in God. You may not want to connect with God, and you are driven by greed, avarice, hatred, all sorts of negativity within you. Okay, and yeah, so this happens when the body is ruled by the ego. Yeah, you have what happens. See, the thing that was in Mahabharata, the king was trying to take over, Dhritarashtra. He was trying that his son only should get the throne of the king. This is what ego is also trying to do. Habits are what will bind you. So whether you are on the good path, whether you are on the bad path, habits are something that bind you. Okay, so let's suppose if for a very long time you have been following the tamasic path, you have been following the tamasic gun, it's going to be your habit. It's going to be very difficult to break that habit, and it's going to be difficult to get towards the sattvic mode. Okay, free will is what you choose. This is given to you at birth. Yeah, you are given the free will at birth, but since your birth, whatever you choose more, like if you choose sattvic more, you will be more sattvic in your habits. If you choose tamasic more, you will be more tamasic in your habits. Once you make the choice by using your free will, okay, see, first what happens, by your free will you choose something. Okay, for example, youngsters during teenage, they are feeling driven towards trying alcohol or trying something else, maybe trying some drugs. They just feel that everybody is trying, why not me? So that is your choice of free will. Okay, everybody thinks that, yeah, why not try? So that is what you are choosing by your free will. But once you have something, that thing may not be good for you. That thing is tamasic nature. Once you have it, that thing is going to get inside your body, and slowly it's going to become a habit. And once that becomes a habit, it's going to be difficult to get off that path. So it doesn't matter that you are a very good person at heart. See, I believe everybody in this world is very good at heart. Every person has the soul of God. So everybody is good, but people are made by the habits they have. If you are very much strict with yourself, if you don't allow yourself to go on the wrong path, then you are having self-control for yourself. You are not going on the wrong path. You are doing the right thing for you. You are allowing yourself to still be sattvic, no matter whatever is around you, whatever sort of environment you have. You still have the control over yourself, because you have a good self-control over yourself, and you have maintained the sattvic lifestyle. But let's say if somebody out of free will, they just slip and they try to choose a lifestyle, they choose the tamasic lifestyle, and then the tamasic lifestyle, it starts ruling you. such that even if you try to get off it, even if you want to get off the tamasic lifestyle, it's going to be like very difficult to get it off. Habits can ruin your life. You know how many people have ruined their life with bad habits. See, just think about somebody with the worst habits. You know, everybody of us knows somebody or the other who has some very bad habits, who has some very bad behavioral patterns. Think about that person and think about for how long have been they have been that way. And then you just see the longer the habit that you have got a habit for, not exactly you have got a habit, you have maintained a habit for a very long time. That is where that habit is going to be difficult to get off. So anybody has a habit of something and then they want to get off that habit, still it's going to be difficult because your body has been habituated by that substance. Okay, so now your question might be, okay, let's say if you get into hell lot of bad habits and even then you want to improve yourself, how can you do that? You can see a good amount of bad habits that are listed here. Your health, wealth, success, love, relationships, spirituality, all depend on your habits. See, if a person is very good at heart, not a problem. What you do, what you behave, how you act, the karma that you do, that is what people judge you for. People don't judge you by looking at your heart. Oh, this person did this person had this bad habit for all these years, but he is very good at heart. Nobody talks like that. As I said, everybody is good at heart, but that goodness, you have to let that goodness flow even into your outer world. Don't let it just get trapped and just be sitting in the corner of your heart. That goodness has to flow out. You have to be what your heart is. As I said, the heart is what connects you to your soul. The soul is where the God resides. It is the part of God. So then you have to allow your God you have to be the godly self. You don't see any God, just try to think about God of any religion. Have you ever heard about the story of any God who has been drunken or who has a very bad habit? There are never any gods like that. Okay, so just be aware on that. If you are good at heart, you need to let that goodness flow in the outer world also. It just cannot be just one way, that you are good at heart but you have bad habits. Most people realize this when it is too late, when they actually cannot get themselves out of the bad habit. But usually, the best thing I have heard is, no time is the bad time. Even if you have spent a huge chunk of your life over bad habits, and still if one day you feel that, oh, I just don't want to be a slave to some bad habit, then you can definitely chuck it out. Okay, this is what I feel. But yes, the more that habit has taken over, the more difficult it will be. But then it depends on the strength of your soul, how strong your soul is. The stronger the strength that you have, that deep and that divine self that you have within, that you will have to use, the power you will have to use to break those habits and come out as a successful person. Okay, and that doesn't happen overnight. Okay, let's see what's the biggest truth. So the biggest truth is, ego cannot rule forever. No matter, see, in the Bhagavad Gita it is given that it can take births, it can take like many births, that the person is being ruled by the ego. That person is continuously following the wrong path, doing the wrong deeds, following the bad habits, doing the bad behavior, taking the wrong action steps. That can happen for like years and years, but at one point the soul actually gets weary. That soul actually feels it's enough is enough. Now they need to mend everything that they have done since all of these births. Okay, because even the soul gets tired of continuously acting out greedy and full of hatred, jealousy. All of these are the are the paths that usually the ego takes on from. Okay, soul is never like that. Soul never feels jealousy for somebody, soul never gets hatred for somebody. Only positive things the soul can make you feel. Okay, and just because that's not the quality of the soul, that is where the soul is going to get tired. That is the reason why the soul is going to get tired of living that kind of lifestyle over and over. That is where the soul is going to be like fed up, that it's actually bored, it's actually now weary of acting anything that's not its soul self. Okay, whatever is not coming from the soul is going to be very the soul is going to be very tired of acting like that, living a life like that. When the soul is done being a slave to the ego, okay, the inner calling begins. Now see, this is like it's not a pun, this is not some irony. Usually ego is the false entity, it's not an entity at all, but yes, it's a false entity that everybody gets while they take birth on this planet. And on the contrary, the soul is so powerful, it has the speck of the divine God. You can imagine that soul is being a slave to the ego. Okay, the soul is not acting itself out, but the ego is taking over. But ego cannot take over forever. The inner calling begins, as soon as the soul is done with the ego, there will be a time after like many births, the soul is done with the ego, and then the inner calling begins. The inner calling begins, and the inner calling for the search for the truth. This is where the soul is going to be aware that it doesn't want to be a part of all the negative emotions. How can soul gain back the reign of the body? Okay, how can soul gain back the kingdom of the body? By meditation and working on chakras. The chakras are something that can systematically help you step by step, removing all the garbage that the ego has created over many births. And usually when I tell people that open your chakras, work on your kundalini, they said, oh, but it's dangerous. It is your choice. Okay, you can either continue to live a life where you are just being a slave to your ego, or you can choose a life where your soul can take over the kingdom of the body. Okay, so the soul wins back. How the soul wins back its kingdom? Once you start getting into deeper states of meditation, you will be able to know the truth, and then as you start acting out that truth, your soul will slowly start taking the reins of the body. See, there is a knowing the truth, knowing what is good, knowing what is kindness, knowing what is love. Yeah, that's just knowing. But there is this one more thing, that is when you start loving people, you know good and you start being good. You know thankfulness and you start being thankful. You know a path towards good health, and you start living that path towards good health. You start following a healthy lifestyle. Slowly, once you start doing that, the soul is going to win the kingdom of the body. Okay, so this is how the soul can slowly take over. Once you start doing meditation and doing some exercises for self-realization. Okay, remember, knowing what's the right thing. Okay, it's what's the right thing. I think the T is missing. Right thing, and then working on it will bring transformation. I usually know a lot of people, they just know. See, people know what is the right thing. People know what is right. People know what is wrong. What is the right thing to do? What is good? What is bad? Everybody knows. But very few people, they actually know the right thing, and they also do the right thing. Otherwise, they know the right thing, but they are still doing something that they are habituated towards. They are doing what their habits are making them do. It can be the bad path also. It can be the tamasic path also. But they think, yeah, I know the right thing. Knowing the right thing, being good at heart, just good at heart is not all. You have to be good at heart, and you also have to let that goodness flow outside. You also have to let that goodness flow into the outside world through your good karma, through your good thoughts, through your good feelings, and through your good words. Yes, that has to be there. this is going to be the transformation that where the soul is going to take over the body. Okay, and it happens slowly, and this is something that you consistently have to keep doing. Okay, so yeah, so this is the Bhagavad Gita diary learnings for this week. I hope that you like it. If you have liked this video, hit the like button. If you feel that this video can help somebody, to share this video with that person. I will see you again in our next video. Until then, keep following the path of your soul's purpose, because you are born for a reason. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.
Make sure that you subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. When you click on the bell icon, select all notifications so that you get notified about all the videos that I upload.